imago emerges from, the young butterfly emerges from. Whereas the moths always, or more often than not, cover the pupae with a silk cocoon, spun from silk. Senses, at the base of the antennae there's a structure called the Johnston's organ, and this is covered in many nerve cells called scolopedia, and they detect changes in the antenna position due to the wind blowing the antenna about and gravity, and the structure is used in orientation and balance during flight. It helps the in addition to the labial palpi, antennae, thorax, abdomen and legs, these are covered with olfactory sensors, many olfactory sensors which are used to detect smell, basically. Moths and light. Moths exhibit a tendency to circle an artificial light, so if you ever watch a moth at night and you've got a white light on, you'll always see a moth circling like that. And this is phototaxis. It's an organism's capability of automatic movement towards or away from light. And cockroaches are an example of negatively charged phototactic, whereas moths are positively phototactic. They seem attracted to porch lights, headlights and even campfires. Moths use the moon as a primary source, a reference point to fly and to navigate. As moths navigate by the light of the moon, they keep the moon in a fixed location relative to their own body. So for example, if the moth's flying north, it will keep the moon over its right shoulder and keep flying, so as long as it's doing that, it's heading in that direction. In the case of porch lights, moths fly past the light and they see that they've flown past it, and so they orientate and get a fixed position again with looking over the right shoulder to get the light, and then they'll fly towards that. And so they turn to get the light opposite the shoulder again, causing a spiralling into the light. And with every correction they make, the same thing happens, so they effectively fly in a circle. And that's one of the theories about moths flying in a circle towards the light. We've all experienced a few brief moments of blindness when you turn off a bright light after being in the dark, or when you're suddenly in darkness after being in a bright lighted area. And moths are similar, but they recover very slowly at adapting to the dark from the light, much more slower than we do, and they choose to stay in the light, as going back into the darkness renders them blind for quite a long time, and therefore they're vulnerable to predation. So that's another theory why they keep towards the light. So trapping moths, we use, there's two types that we use at Salford. One's a Robinson's, I think there's a picture on your handout somewhere. One's a Robinson's trap and the other is a Skinner's trap. And these are what we use here. The earliest moth records date back to 1933 from a trap at Rothamsted Farm, that's near Harpenden, Hertfordshire.